know.
How's everything going? How was your week?
My weekend was busy. I had some Christmas parties that I had to attend and
Okay.
stuff like that. So that was kind of fun, getting the holiday spirit. I'm like, I need to go ahead and shop for Christmas at this
Uh-huh.
point. So, it's just a lot going on right now. But December is always busy with
Yeah.
Christmas parties and all that other stuff. So excited. I'm excited for the new year.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Looking positive towards that. Everybody has resolutions. I have goals
I don't
that
do
I want to meet.
resolutions.
Yeah,
I don't
because
do
you
that.
break
Just
them
break
like
them.
the first week.
I was like within the first week. Everybody said, oh, I'm gonna do weight loss. No, that's the biggest one.
Uh
I'm
huh.
gonna eat right. Nobody ever do that. You do it
Yeah.
for like 2 days,
Uh huh.
like because you plan for it. Most people, if you just do it, it's different from just planning. If you plan
Uh-huh.
it, even though you're gonna break it 90% of the time. So I don't do resolutions. I do goals. I have yearly goals, and then I do short-term goals that I can hopefully build up to my year goal.
Yeah. So what they say, it takes 30 days to build a habit.
Yes, yes, facts. And it takes me 6 months to build one.
It's okay as long as you try. And that's the thing. Every day you wake up, it's a new chance to get it right. That's one of my favorite quotes from Oprah. So you have the opportunity to change things. It's all about, your willingness and stuff like that to do it. And I work out every day at home, but after I finish the workout series that I'm doing, I'm going to go back to the gym because I haven't been to the gym and I'm paying all this money, to use a gym membership. But I
I
kind of
agree.
like working out at home because it's very convenient for
Yeah,
me. But
easier.
I want to get back into running again. So for me, I'm not one of those people that's going to run outside when it's cold. So I like to be in temperature controlled environments,
I got a
which is my
treadmill.
gym. Huh?
I got a treadmill.
Oh, you do at home?
Oh yeah, you can use it
God,
anytime you want to.
I wish I had room for one. I don't have room for one.
I got plenty of room. The problem is just using it.
Yeah.
It's a clothes rack right now, y'all. Don't,
Yeah.
don't judge me.
Well, even if it's for 10 minutes a day, and you build up to 11, 12,
Yeah,
building up to it.
it's a clothes rack. I'm gonna tell you the thing about it though, because I actually love working out. I just hate cardio. Like
Hmm.
I'm a lifter, so give me some weights and I can go in with you.
Hmm.
You take any time to walk, run, sprint, push, anything cardio wise. I'm gonna look at you like, come on, man, do we really gotta do this? Like, what is the point?
Yeah, because I'm looking at this police recruitment flyer that we got. We also play that public service announcement, and it says, "Come ready to take the physical
Yeah,
assessment
I'm trying.
test. You got to complete push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5-mile run." And these benchmarks are times and benchmarks
Right.
are set based upon age and gender. And I remember I applied for the Lakewood Police Department
Really?
right before I moved to Virginia. Yeah, and I got saved from a ticket before because I was on Detroit and I made a right on the red, which I didn't see the sign. And
Okay.
the cop that pulled me over, I was like, hey, I just took the police officer test to be an officer in Lakewood. And he was like, for real? I was like, yeah. I was like, I got a degree, so I got extra points for that. I was like, I passed the physical fitness training. It was great. So I'm waiting to hear back. And he was like, all right, I'll cut you a break. But yeah, I took it. I had to, where was we at? I don't think we was at Tri C, but we was in some gym and I had to drag a dummy and
Yeah.
stuff like that and do some sprints and stuff. So it was pretty easy.
So the funny thing is the path I was going to take before I went to school, I was going to become. I wanted to be an air marshal. Like that was like
Oh
my
yeah, I know.
that was my goal, man. I wanted to be an air marshal so bad.
Yeah.
So I went down. They had a little recruitment down there. I
For
want
the
to say,
air marshals?
yeah. So I want to say it was down at Tri-C. It was like a job fair. I want to say it was at Tri-C. So I went, and so the lady gave me this whole this is what made me go to school. I'm telling you the whole truth. What made me? It wasn't football that made me go to college. It was the air marshal. She said that I had to have a 4 year degree or have some type of training in the military and or police. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going. It was during the war, so I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to the military because
Right.
I want to come home. And I ain't no
Hmm.
guarantee. Not that's why I respect everybody who went to the military. I'm not that guy, so I respect all you guys who went and served our country. Thank you. Yeah, but that's one me. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a cop. So I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
don't want to be a cop. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go to school. So it will make me go to school. I get back up here thinking like, okay, I did my school, got my degree in criminal justice. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna work out.
Hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, you still gotta be a either a cop or or some type of military. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it. So
Mm.
the only reason I didn't become an air marshal was because I just did not want to be a cop or go to the military.
Yeah, man, I would
But
have
now I
loved to
regret
be
it.
an
I
air
ain't gonna lie. That's
marshal.
all. If I have one regret in this world, and I don't really regret a lot, that's one regret I do have that I
Yeah.
didn't do. I should have went to cop, be a cop for about. I could do a 2 year, 2 to 4 year cop, and then still have time to be air marshal.
Yeah, I would have loved to be an air marshal, travel the world and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I
that's what I
could
was like.
be.
You travel for free, yo. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like I was so really, let's be honest, they ain't really doing that. They only really became like really relevant when the terrorist attacks happened over here.
Hmm.
So I'm like, man, you get to travel for free. Like everywhere you go is a vacation. Like really, like because you get there and you chill until your next flight. Like you know,
Hmm.
so like and I was young. I'm like, man, it'll be love. It's gonna be love. I get to travel across the world to see everything.
Mm.
But it didn't happen. So you have my whole point. If you have dreams or goals, man, don't let nothing stop you from doing them. Like I did, whatever it may be. Go ahead and do it.
Hmm. So, all right, let's get to some Cleveland Browns action. So, got two more injuries to report
Yes.
on. So, this is kind of devastating because you had three offensive linemen who have been hurt this season. DeJuan Jones is done for the year. So he has to have knee surgery, and also Mo Hurst is gone. That was a defensive lineman. So that hurts as well. So yeah, like but this team is one of the teams that has some depth to it compared to past years.
Yeah, well, I agree. I agree. On the defensive side, offensive side, we don't have that much depth
No,
anymore.
no.
Like,
I meant the defense. I just didn't say the defense.
yeah,
So I meant the
I was
defense.
offensively,
But
we're
everybody has
thin.
stepped up and stepped in.
Oh, absolutely.
What is that? Number 66 that gets a lot of false starts. It's not Hudson, is it? Yeah, Hudson. His name was called like three times.
Yeah,
And Bill Callahan, said that he felt like a lot of his stuff was ticky tacky. So I don't know if he's going to get fined as well. But he said overall James did a good job, and for the most part, he did, minus those head starts.
I agree. Like I agree. It was a lot of ticky tacky because you wasn't calling it. He wasn't really calling a lot of offside penalties. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs. Uh, Offside play that was bogus. I'm sorry, that was a bogus call. People were like, oh, he was offside. Yes, but he point. If you watch that play, and I'm gonna get back to Brown because this is big. It's gonna tie into what I'm saying. When he pointed at that, if you watch that play, he pointed at the ref, which indicates, oh, my own size, am I good or not? The ref has the job to say back up or you're fine. He didn't give him the indication, which means that he was fine. Then you throw a flag. That is horrible, refs. That's horrible, horrible, horrible on the refs. Now you go tie this. And why this is how I tie it into the Browns. You have let so much. If they were offsides, he's been offsides the whole game because he was a lot of plays where he lined up in the same position and you did not call it. But then you called. I want to say he got 3 penalties that you wanted to call. And he was in the same position that he was the last play. Like, he's like, come on, man, y'all are being ticky tack, making ticky tack calls. Like, and then other people will do it, and you didn't call it on their defense when they were doing it. Like, it's like, come on, man. It's
So this was a offensive penalty for
yeah,
Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah, you got offensive offside for Kansas City for a toe.
Oh, well, it's a Kansas City Cheats, so
I don't care.
I don't really care about that.
I understand.
We're tied with the same record, by the way.
That's why I had to tie. That's why I had to tie this into what I was saying because I knew where it was going to go. And I was like, let me tie this in to why I'm talking about the Chiefs on here.
I wasn't going to have any mercy, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let me tie this in because I know where this is going and how we feel about the Chiefs up here. So that's why I had to tie that in. But truthfully, I feel like the refs have been real. iffy this season. Not just for the Browns, though. I think across the board.
Yeah, there's been some
There have
complaints
been some really bad
about
calls.
officiating. So
Really, really bad officiating this year.
mhm.
And I mean, it's always you can talk about the refs every year, but this year it's horrible. And I don't know if it's they ain't paying them enough. I don't know what it is, but they've been.
Oh, they make a good living. Don't they make over $200,000 a year?
Money.
Yeah, them refs in the professional
They
leagues.
make,
Yeah.
college league make good money. I mean, they make good money across the board, but you know, you make more if you get to if your team, your referee team makes it to playoff or the Super Bowl, you make more money. So
Yeah.
but that's based off your play caller and your calls and no calls.
Right.
So
the best of the best.
correct.
But, this year, like you said, who has been the best? And that's
very
yeah, because we've seen it, happen a lot in Browns games.
Yeah.
But, the better team get those calls. And that's an unfortunate thing. When you're a terrible team, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. When you're a good team, you see how all the calls go in the favors of the cheats. And, okay, there was a toe. But think about all those other plays,
I agree.
when a foul, when a
I
penalty
wasn't
had been
tripping.
called
I
at the
agree.
last minute,
I agree.
enable them to be put in a position to win.
Mhm.
You think about the Cincinnati game, you think about the game in the Super Bowl, all that type of stuff. There's always a magical flag that comes out at the end to help them out. And I'm kind of sick of it. But this is what you got when you had, Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Tom Brady got all those calls, not trying to talk to basketball, but one time Michael Jordan told the official, you ain't going to call that foul on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the better players and stuff like that. Because one of the things that always perturbed me is that LeBron James didn't get a lot of foul calls.
Because he flopped too much.
Man.
I love LeBron, and he flops way too much.
Compared to, do you feel like he flopped early in his career?
No, but earlier in his career, LeBron will get good calls, and he'll get phantom calls too. It was when he started doing that extra falling and flopping. They just like, you know what?
Did you see that one flop that was caught on
goodness.
video where I was a football player and he was around nobody and he just fell back with no reason?
Dolphins.
You saw that one?
Yeah, that was the Dolphins player. Number 94. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry about that.
I think it was college.
You talking about the one? I thought you talking about the one with the Dolphins player.
No,
number 94 with the Dolphins. I can't think of his name.
What, last night?
No, this is he does this all the time.
Okay.
He flops all the time. Like he'll be here and he starts it and then somebody will touch him and he is hilarious. He is one of the and then they mic'd him up. He's one of the best people to mic up. I swear, like I cannot remember his name. If y'all know his name, please let us know. Number 94 for the Miami Dolphins. I want to say he's a tackle. If y'all know his name, please let me know because he is hilarious. Hands down, the best person to be. If they mic up anybody, that's who they should mic up every game.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Irie Harris from Cleveland.com with us. So you're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
I made some. I was about to be late because I was cooking.
Huh?
I thought I was about to be late because I was cooking. I made some steak, roasted potatoes, and broccoli.
Roasted potatoes, were they red?
No, I didn't make it red. I made the gold ones.
Okay.
I like the gold ones. I like to go with two things. One, I like them for roasted potatoes, and I also like them for if you're gonna make like home fries, because they're like a softer than the other fries. We make home fries, we make great home fries. So we'll make a home fry, get the yellow potatoes, and then get a sweet onion. Thank you later.
Okay.
I can cook a little bit, don't tell me.
I know you made that spread, and all I ate was just them 2 burgers.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I need to eat some more.
Yeah. It was delicious. I'm about to do it again one day. So.
Ohio, a new choice for Medicaid is here. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The name you can trust because we're the plan that plans on everything.
Yeah, having that job as an air marshal would have been dope.
Huh?
So having that job as an air marshal would have been dope. or FBI agent.
Yeah.
But we there was probably air marshals on flights the whole time. We just didn't know it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Jay dressed normal.
Right. Before 9/11.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This was brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Insurance and WOBU 95.9 FM. Our voices united. Burton Bell Carr Community Radio.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. We have Brandy and Irene with us. What's up, party people?
Hey, how's everything?
Oh, everything is good. Let me mic you up right quick. Oh, thank you. That'd be great if the audience could hear you, right? Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead, Irene. How you doing?
Hey, I'm all good on this evening. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. Hey, Brandy, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So, Irene, let's get your overall thoughts about the game on Sunday.
Yeah, heck of a win. Never say die, I guess, right? I guess that's almost appropriate. Almost to say at this point in the season, multiple injuries and still finding a way to win. Joe Flacco still got it. He's giving Benjamin Button a run for his money right now. He still got a can of an arm.
Benjamin Button. I love that movie.
Yeah. Kevin Stefanski did a nice job with the game plan. Shoot, even that gutsy 4th and 3 call, you got to give him a lot of props for. It was just a game where it was, it had the feeling of a comeback, kind of a redemption kind of afternoon after dropping the last couple of games. It's like, all right, let's, no way they're going to lose 3 in a row, which, they kept from doing so. Yeah, I thought it was just a good game overall. I do, and I know we'll get more into it as well, but also on the defensive end, I felt they redeemed themselves as well. Even though it may not show up in the box score exactly, I thought they were nice and well consistent and really felt like at home. I don't know the exact rings, but I'm sure they're ringing high within third down stops, at home in total. I think they're near 70 right now. So it was just a good game overall, and it felt that way too.
Yeah, this team is 6-1 at home, so that home cooking has been an advantage, and they welcome the Chicago Bears in. We got some more injuries, so we had just announced Mo Hurts being injured, which really hurts, and also DeJuan Jones is done for the season. So, injuries are piling up, but people are stepping up in their place. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, definitely. From them to, and even with I know we hadn't seen him or talked about him in a while, but also Jedrick Wills Jr., who's also
yes, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no
he's done with the season too.
Yeah, statement coming out this morning saying he'd be out for the season. That's the one thing with this team now. Was like, you have to have as many bodies as possible. No more is a season where when we speak about potential injuries, we say knock on wood. The injury bug is everywhere, and it's not leaving. So you need as many bodies as possible. But big ups to everybody who's been able to come in and contribute, even defensively. Cameron Mitchell, the 5th rounder, who was still finding his strides and slowly did on Sunday. Roddy Hickman Jr., guy, I'm still unsure how he went undrafted. Just like guys like even D'Anthony Bell, who would have had his first career interception had Anthony Walker not had that defensive pass interference late in the game. Even if it doesn't show up in the box score exactly, just off the eye test alone, they're making strides and doing their best to fill the void of those injured prior to them, especially Denzel Ward, who was out his 3rd consecutive game. So everybody's stepping up, and that's what matters.
Can you talk about the game that Martin Emerson and Greg Newsome had?
Yeah, man, those guys. Yeah. They are like that, especially Martin, and not to put Greg to the side out because Greg deserves props and everything. We'll talk about him from the game, but Martin is like that. He's just like that needed like vessel, like that energizer to this defense. You could see that last year. I think he was showing strides early on, and then once it got to that Halloween game versus Cincinnati, I think he must have had like 6 tackles or something. Like I think he might have come out with a pick. He just had an awesome game. That time and since then he's really stayed consistent. Since it's really been that awesome energizer, tight coverage on whoever, Ridley, Parker, Washington, whoever. So yeah, they are doing it, and I hope they continue this way, especially when Ward comes back.
Yeah, luck was on Martin Emerson's side because the way he plays cornerback, he could easily be called for pass interference because he doesn't turn around and look for the ball at all. So he's been very lucky.
Very true. Very true. Brandy, any thoughts on Sunday's game?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think the defense played pretty well. I think the safeties did step up. Obviously, they're thinking that Grant Delpit might have to go on IR too, so I think that'll hurt. But I do want to know your thoughts. Obviously, we saw the big catch David had on fourth down. We saw him do a big catch earlier in the year on fourth down as well. Do you think he'll start to see more snaps in the offense?
I surely hope so, because this is something that should have been, I feel, cut off as prior. Uh, this is somebody I know who has the tendency when it comes to drops and stuff. But technically, for the first half of the season, he wasn't dropping any passes at all. It really didn't occur until around week 10 and further. So even if it's like I said, show up in the box score, he's shown consistency when being targeted. And I think after this game, it sometimes it takes a kind of game like that where it shows up big in numbers or big in points to where you're like, oh wait, we should involve that player more. I don't know why. There's just kind of it's like a spark in myself within a coach that has so much going on. But I do hope that David is involved more because him and Flacco together, they were dynamite on Sunday. Dynamite.
What are your thoughts about Joe Flacco? People are talking about, and this is impossible and not going to happen, and I don't agree. People are saying that he should be the starter and start over Deshaun Watson.
Oh, y'all crazy.
How
Yeah.
crazy is
Come
that?
on, man.
I,
Y'all tripping, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think like I've said prior, when it comes to this team and this fan base, nothing is crazy nor dull anymore or surprising. I saw that coming as well. After the game, I thought, yeah, that they're about to. I'm about to see 1,000 Flacco jerseys next Sunday. Like they're about to go crazy for him. I think we should slow down on that. At least get to the postseason first and take it step by step. Yeah,
Mhm.
but then again, I mean, can and not saying it's right. I'm not defending the actions, but can you blame a fan base that's had to watch a franchise go through 1,000 quarterbacks? I mean, I think isn't it the first season since like '08 in which they played four quarterbacks in one season. So you go through a lot, and once you see somebody actually showing some consistent play, you're thinking that's our savior right there. I don't agree with it entirely, but enjoy it for the moment, I guess.
Yeah, the injury bug, like you said, the injury bug hits every team. But this team, but Deshaun got hurt on a play, on the messed up tackle, and then obviously it got re-injured as well. So
Yeah,
I don't think that it should be calling for Joe Flacco to start over Deshaun Watson, and I know that's you don't pay Deshaun Watson $230 million for him to sit on the bench. So, when he come back, he will be starting. But I just think that that's a very interesting dynamic that people have had.
definitely. And I guess within that too, when talking about Flacco, like. And, and this isn't taking away from his performance at all, too, at all, because I mean he looks terrific out there, 300 plus yards. However, I do have one worry, and the worry is that because he did that versus the Jaguars, who by the way came in with the third worst pass protection in the league, and because of the teams following up after on schedule, Chicago, Houston, Cincinnati, all of who are within that bottom eight in the league of pass protection. My only worry is that they become too comfortable in thinking they have a guy who can air it out all the time and not using other areas of the offense. That
Hmm.
would be and of course pertaining to the run game and elsewhere. Not saying that the run game had to be used a lot more. I mean, it hasn't been. It's only had 80 yards. At that less than 90 yards the last couple of games, but it will be needed at some point for when Flacco doesn't have it going and stuff. So that's my only worry that they get too comfortable when having a quarterback who can do the things he's doing right now and not looking elsewhere, using the other guy, you know, in your unit.
Yeah, what are some of the carryover things that the Browns need to do against the Bears? I believe the Bears have won 3 out of 4, so they're kind of clicking right now and kind of hot. Justin Fields has been on point. What are some of the things that need to be the carryover to this game against the Bears? Who, well, the Browns are 6-1 at home, but
Seven and
people
one.
are saying that, huh?
I thought they were 7-1.
Nah, they 6-1. Um, I don't know. I might have to check that. You might be right. Irene, what are they at home? 6-1 or 7-1?
I believe. Well, only have one loss for sure. I thought it was 6 wins, right?
Uh huh.
I could. Either way, it's a really good record. I mean, yeah, it's amongst the best records within within the league at home. I mean, as far as regarding what they have to do, though, I mean, similar to what they did, on Sunday. I do know that Chicago comes in by the numbers with the second best. run defense in the league. I believe it's just under 84 rushing yards allowed per
Ooh.
game. So I do think being able to pass it a bit more the way they have, will definitely open up opportunities elsewhere. I'm also comfortable with Flacco throwing the ball set 10 or more yards compared to how I felt with the other quarterbacks. So I think if they just be able to replicate that success on both sides, then they should definitely do so.
What's up, Irie? How you feeling today, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Okay, complain they won't let me. So this is
I never heard that one before. I like that.
I
that's the
know,
Eddie.
right?
That's
I'm
the
gonna have
Eddie
to take
original. That's the Eddie original. So you can take it. You can take Irie though. So this is my thing on and when I want your thoughts as well, Detroit Brandy. So for me, first of all, let me speak on that. Deshaun Watson, Flacco starting with Deshaun Watson is bunkers. Don't get ahead of yourselves, Cleveland. We are winning, and it's a good thing to win. Don't get ahead of yourselves. That's number one. But let me ask you guys this, because Sunday, there's not much you can complain about. And I'm not one. I'm not one. I know that for me, what I'm looking at is the defense. Is the defense have done an amazing job. But I realize like the one thing that have plagued us these last even 3 games going was our corners. And yes, we have I think 3 of them are out right now. 3 of our starting corners are out. Uh, and I mean they've been getting picked on, which made our defensive line look really bad because it's like quick plays. Because I'm not waiting on yours. I'm not gonna let Miles Garrett and Smith and everybody else disrupt me. So I'm gonna get the ball out fast and quick, and which been killing us, which been hurting us really big defensively. But this game, as you spoke on how they stepped up big time on defensively against the Bears, who struggle a lot offensively, but have a great running quarterback. Do you think? And we have seen Miles Garrett over pursue a lot. Well, it's not a void because of how great he is, but he can never pursue a lot of quarterbacks. Do you think that will hurt us more this game against Justin Fields, who, I mean, let's be honest, he's a good quarterback when they let him be be himself.
And he's a running quarterback
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and thank you, Russell, for mentioning that as well too, because I do want to make sure we give Justin Fields his props. He's actually a good quarterback. I don't understand those that talk about having to, trade him or move him elsewhere. I think he's a good quarterback, but it just hasn't been the best situation. But for him recently, but I think he definitely has a high ceiling. And yeah, you're right. There's a possibility in him being able to come out and and do what Richard Bronson. I mean, I caught some of when he played Detroit and he killed them in that game. I think it was like 223, I say, with a touchdown, 0 turnovers at that. There's a possibility in which the quickness, because they know that, if they hold the ball on even just a couple seconds longer as a Darius Smith and Miles Garrett will come and just flatten you, that they want to get rid of the ball quicker. But I think it's like a double-edged sword, right? On one end, you can get it out quicker. You're not going to be flat. The ball's already out. There's a possibility for a roughing the passer penalty. However, if your receivers are not ready, especially if it's not a shorter pass route, then there is a tendency for the interceptions, which I think played a big part in Lawrence's 3 picks on Sunday. So it's really a give or take. But I think they should be just fine, and especially if Ward is back, they'll really carry over.
Yeah, what is going on with him?
At the moment, right now, he's still rehabbing his shoulder injury. That's all I know at the moment. I wish I had earlier news, but I mean, we're just coming off a week where we didn't know who was the official starting quarterback until the first snap. So I wish I knew, more at the moment.
Yeah, because I thought he was supposed to play, but unfortunately, he hadn't felt good as well.
Well, I hope I hope it's not as big as the Deshaun Watson injury that we thought was just a shoulder bruise, and come to find out.
Yeah, it's the Pandora's box is open at this point. However, I will say within like even if you think you're ready to play, you listen to your body, right? Nobody knows your body more than you. So I'm sure something must have happened behind the scenes for you. Felt ready, but just was like, nah, let me wait one more. And you know what? I think that's fine, especially by the way they're looking. They really want to make the postseason. They're going to need him much longer than right now versus Chicago or versus Houston. To me at least.
Yeah. some conversation is being speculated that Kevin Stefanski should be high up for Coach of the Year.
Come on.
What are your thoughts about that, Ari?
Uh, I would say that even for those that feel some kind of way regarding Stefanski, could argue that one or one or more games have been given away by his play calling. I think there does have to be some props given just because of the fact that you have to at some point you have to work with what you got, right? No more, like I said, is it a cliche when saying, hey, it's the next man up. It really is the next man up. They're going to got the rookies who are undrafted or haven't played a snap all season, the practice squad guys. And while it takes those guys to actually go out there and execute the plan, at helm, and we definitely give quite a lot of props to the defense because it feels like the defense really help keep this team alive while the offense had yet to ever hit, the ceiling that was expected at the beginning of the season. So Stefanski has done a nice job. So even if he wasn't to win, even if he wasn't to finish top 5, in first place votes regarding Coach of the Year, there has to be some props given for the job that he's done this season, especially if they make the playoffs, especially if they do, if they hit that P word, if they can do that, then I think a lot more people will come out saying he should, win COI.
I can agree with you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I do. I am one of those guys who feel like it's been a few a lot of games that we lost 5 games. I think at least 3 of those games we should have won if it wasn't for your play calling as a coach.
Right.
Now I do believe that he should be in the conversation of coach of the year, and this is the reason why. We should win. Should he win it? Absolutely not. Well, the reason why he should be in the conversation is because one, you're on your 4th quarterback. That's huge for most, and then not to mention you're on your 5th starting lineman, 4th quarterback, 5th starting lineman, and a slew of injuries on the defensive side, and you're still in the playoffs run, right?
You got these boys playing right now,
and you and yeah, your defense is leading the charge, and you have a defensive coordinator who probably will win defensive coach of the year if they have one of those categories. He should win it. But with that being said, I can see the arguments of why he should be in the running for coach of the year. I'm not one of those people who don't see it, even though I don't agree with him being the coach of the year. I can see why he will be in the running for it.
Brandy.
I think he should be in the running for it too. I think obviously he's been able to do a lot with all the injuries they've had, especially I saw that since 1988 we're the first team to get over 12 wins. I had 4 starting quarterbacks, and we're also the last team to do it years ago. So I think, that speaks to how good of a coach, because we see teams now who are just on their backup and they're not doing well at all. But I do want to know, obviously, Joe Flacco's contract. Do you think that they would try and give him a new contract soon to keep him here next year as the backup?
Well, they got to give him a contract, right? They got to give him a contract now because he's on the practice squad. You only can do it on the practice squad for 3 games, and then you have to get signed.
Right.
So he has to get a contract now. So.
Yeah, I think they definitely would try to, just because of like I said, the injury bug this season, and Flacco's price yesterday is not the price today. So if you let him go, and if you were to continue to play football and test the market, he could be, some teams might even try to give him a max the way that he's been playing. Crazy enough to say. So I do think they would make sure to give him a contract, because it's hard to let go of a guy of this caliber, whether he's starting or not. Just to know you have a guy who can produce like this on your depth chart, that takes a lot of weight off the shoulder,
I would say this: if I was the Browns, if I don't get Flacco, I'm going to get RG3. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, anyway. I was signed because you need that veteran presence, man. That it showed you this year. If nothing else, you need veteran presence.
RG3 sucked when he was a quarterback.
No, what?
Why you want him?
Why you feel that?
Why you want
him?
He
was in a bad situation. He was a Justin Fields. Bad situation.
After his rookie year, but like rookie year RG3, he was ridiculous. What?
He was pretty good, man. Even if you go back to last year when he played for or the year before when he played for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson went down and he had to step in because Huntley was hurt as well. And to be honest, he showed up.
I think he only 33 too. I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
young.
young.
Yeah. He's still.
Listen,
Yeah.
and he can play still. Like I'm telling him, don't let his horrible decision of coming back early hinder him because that guy still got it. I'm not saying he's a starting quarterback, but you can't tell me it's 32 quarterbacks is better than him in the NFL right now.
Yeah, he young. He only 33
I'm
years
sorry.
old.
You telling me he's not better than the Zach Wilson? I think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, we go down the list. You tell, and we can ask you, we give you quarterback that's starting right now, and then you tell me that he's not better than these quarterbacks. I guarantee you, like, yeah, he is.
It didn't go very well here though, but bad situation and
I'm about to say, let's be honest, we had a horrible team, horrible offensive line, horrible situation. Like we got to take all that in perspective. Like we can't just say he was bad here. Who wasn't bad here?
And then I think he put some fillers in for the Browns as well, too. Talking about, I think he make a direct plea talking about, you can sign me.
Sign me. I'm gonna take. Hey, sign me. I'll take you to the Super Bowl. Is what he said.
Really?
That's his words.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
he said, with that team y'all got, you sign me. We're going to the Super Bowl. Sign that man. I'll sign him. We need a backup quarterback anyways.
Well, Irie, I want to thank you so much for being on our show today. We always appreciate your insight and everything that you have to add to our show. So we thank you so much. And then we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you all. See you next week.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. Remember, you can keep it locked on your regular radio dial at 95.9 FM. You can always contact the station at 216-271-0959. You can download the OVU app so you can listen to us on the go. And then also you can listen to us online at WOVU.org. So multiple ways to listen to the station, follow us. You have the 6 p.m. sports block Monday through Thursday here. One of the things that I forgot to do last week was congratulations to Glenville. So for being the repeat state champion. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Ted Ginn and the work that he's doing. You know, he's a legend in these parts. So I want to congratulate them. Also congratulate the Columbus Crew for winning the MLS championship. So hats off to them. I really hadn't been following soccer this year, so I didn't know where they were at, but they won the MLS Cup a couple weeks ago. So congrats to them for doing it again. So, congrats to those teams. So, Brandy, what are your overall thoughts about the Browns game on Sunday?
Yeah, I thought we played, pretty good overall. I think probably, we could see our receivers getting better now each and every week. I think that was like a big thing at the beginning of the season. We wanted to see more from the receivers. I think Emerson had a great game. He had the 2 picks and he had some big tackles too. But I am curious to see, how it's going to be now with all these like 3 or 4 guys that we found out today that won't be playing either for the rest of the season or for the last few games, like Grant Delpit.
Yeah, that's a major blow because he had been playing pretty well this season. So, it's just the injuries just keep piling up. So I'm just like, oh my God, if this team can make it to the playoffs and Super Bowl, it's a feel good story, with all the injuries that we had. And can you imagine, making the Super Bowl on your 4th quarterback? That'd just be a banana story, and they would need to make a movie about that other than Draft Day, which I still haven't seen yet. I gotta
Draft Day was
watch that
really
movie.
good, man.
Was it?
Yes, I love Draft Day.
Really?
One of
I
my
gotta
favorite
watch that
football
movie.
movies.
Really? Not any given Sunday?
No, you know what? My favorite football movie is The Program, hands down.
I don't think I've seen The Program.
Oh, blasphemy! What?
Who's starring that?
Omar Epps. Oh yeah, Omar Epps.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen
Oh
that.
my goodness, Omar Epps. Halle Berry.
Nah, I ain't seen it.
Oh Lord.
And all my DVDs are broken. I have 3 DVDs in my apartment, and all 3 of them are not working right now. And one was brand new, so I don't know if there's a whole bunch of dust up in there or
Do they
what.
still make DVDs? Rachel?
Yes. Hello, I have DVDs.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know how to stream a movie to a device.
We don't teach you how to stream, baby.
I've never downloaded a song off the internet in my life.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all don't know Rachel is like the goody of the world right here. Like, listen, Rachel was the type of person. The teacher said you could cheat on your test, and she wouldn't even cheat. Like that's Rachel.
You don't know me. You don't know me like that. Shoot, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna tell you how we got that Bio 101 copy of that final freshman year, and I brought that F up to a C.
Real fast.
Yeah,
listen.
man. Thank you to that fraternity that stole it. I needed that C, man.
People don't understand. People don't understand the college life, man. It was hard sometimes.
Yeah, man. So, all right. We talked some football, so let's move on to some NAA. I was about to say NAACP action.
I knew you would, because that's probably popped in my mind.
So we got some Buckeyes that said that before we do that, one of the things that I'm not sure if you're still there, but we talked about this yesterday, and I feel like Corey Bojorquez should win AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. And
Absolutely.
Willie said that's not anything given to punters. And I'm like, I don't know why not, because he was booming punts.
It is. Punters have won that before.
Okay.
Yeah, punters have definitely won it before. Now it's more likely for a field goal kicker to get it,
Right.
or a special team receiver to get it. But punters have definitely won it before. Matter of fact, can't remember his name. He was the black kicker. He used to play for the Raiders. A few years back.
Black kicker?
Yeah. Oh, he was a black punter, and he was actually really good until his mouth got him in trouble. But he won it a couple times actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but his activities off the field caused him not to be in the NFL right now.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, punters have definitely won it before, and I think our punter should win it. He should have been won it, but he's not going to win it. I'm going to tell you why he's not going to win it. Because the Ravens won because of a kick return. So he's not going to win it. He'll go to the Ravens. He'll go, and game-winning punt return, that's going to.
Wow, humbug. Yeah, that sucks. But credit to Bubba Ventrone for turning around special teams. But I don't know if he really did anything, because Corey Bojorquez was good last season. Them bringing in Dustin Hopkins, that was a front office decision. Maybe he was part of that, but. The one thing that leaves a lot to be desired is a return game. But you have kickers booting it into the end zone. So, not getting returns on that. But, when they do have returns, it's not for a lot.
I'm about to say, our punt returner, I'm not mad at him. He fair catches too much for me. Like, he don't take that risk. And I need a punt returner going to take a risk. You know what I'm saying? Like what made Josh Cribbs and Devin Hester and even Deion Sanders, what made them so good was they took risks. Like, yeah, it's a guy 3 yards ahead of me. but if I make him miss, I know I can do something special.
Hmm.
These guys, they don't. And then first thing they do when they get the ball, and this would made the Baltimore Ravens kick return so amazing because he did something that I've been like yelling at the TV for the longest, not just the Browns but most teams to do. They get the ball and first thing they do is run towards the sideline, and the middle be wide open. I'm like, dude, run it up the middle. And the first thing that guy did was he took off straight up the middle, then he took to the sideline
Hmm.
and made and scored. And I'm like, I hate that they did because I needed them to lose,
Right.
but
Yeah, I think that they're just scared of getting popped because that gunner gets down there so fast. So I think that they just scared to
But,
get hit.
yeah, and then that's the problem. Like then, because there's some plays, like the gunner coming from the sad side, and he breaking down on you. But man, if you're fast, but I'm sure that you're 4.4 at the slowest to 4.2 at the fastest. If you use your speed, man, go straight, then hit the outside. It's open. It's open every time I watch a kick return or a punt return, I should say.
Yeah, so hats off to what special teams is doing minus the punt return. So like I was saying, you got some players who said that they are going to play in the Cotton Bowl for Ohio State. So Emeka Ibuka, Denzel Burke, Cody Simon, Tyleek Williams, Donovan Jackson, Jordan Hancock, Josh Fryer, and Jack Sawyer.
But I said pretty much. And they also just on that, they also said that most of the guys already said they didn't put it in there. Said they were playing. I think only people they have an issue because we don't have a quarterback right now. They're trying to see if it's gonna be Brown or I forgot the third string guy.
Lincoln.
They're trying to see who's gonna start, but I think Brown will wind up starting. But they said most of the guys have said they were going to play in the Cotton Bowl, which I'm like that's kind of dope because some of these guys are linked to the NFL and this might be their last game. A lot of college players decide they don't play in the bowl games no more, which I feel is so stupid. Like I don't agree with that, but
yeah, Brandy, what are your thoughts about some of these players stepping up and saying that they're actually going to play in this Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, I'm glad. Like Eddie just said, a lot of college players we see, most of them don't play in the bowl games anymore, and it is sad to see because we aren't going to see them in Ohio State jersey again, but I am curious to see what Marvin Harrison's going to do. There's been a lot of talk about him possibly coming back next year, so I'm excited to see what his decision is going to be.
Yeah, because money ain't a factor. His daddy was rich and famous, so money ain't a factor for him. So, maybe he chooses to stay because he loves the university and, stuff like that. But, I don't believe in this myth. I believe that it's a myth regarding these injuries because very rarely have I, heard of anybody getting hurt during the bowl game. And the way that, these players come back from injury is astonishingly very quick. So I feel like that's kind of a myth about this getting hurt stuff. And it's your last college game. Why wouldn't you want to play, especially like national championship and all that other stuff? I mean, they got me messed up with that. So I'm not a fan of those people skipping out. What were you about to say, Eddie?
No, I was just about to just go with what Rachel was talking about. Randy was talking about. I'm sorry, Rachel's my crush, y'all. So
he's so crazy. Like everybody be crushing on Brandy.
Yeah.
I don't know where Mike at.
He ain't been on. Brent broke his heart. Broke his heart, and I ain't been back since he broke his heart. He put in her DMs and she shut him down. Now he don't even come on no more.
My favorite when he was like, "The kids miss you, Brandy."
Hey, that was hands down the best. I'm sorry, the best moment. I was not ready for that.
Ever.
I don't think nobody was ready for that one. Said, baby, come on home. That was hands down the best. Brent's a favorite hitting back now, so we can come back on the show.
Yeah,
I miss you.
I'll never forget that. I think
that was hands down one of the best moments of the show. This is my time. I should say.
Now, what were you saying?
But yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. Man, he makes a lot of money on the NLT deals. So coming back isn't really going to hurt him. I know somebody was saying, I want to say it was Shannon Sharp who said like he would leave even though he making money on the NLT because the NLT money ain't guaranteed like NFL money. But I'm like, NFL money ain't guaranteed. NLT money is. You know what I'm saying? That's something you got to give me up front.
Mm-hmm.
NFL money is a contract that ain't guaranteed. Because if I get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to pay that contract out. So I feel what Shannon Sharp saying. Like, but you got, like you said, Rachel, his dad making money. He making his own money. So he got other avenues that he doesn't have to really say, hey, I have to go. I got to make my family better, which is a
Right.
lot of times. That's why a lot of people jump from college to the NFL so fast and they don't make it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying he's one of those guys who won't make it. Let's be honest. This guy is pretty dang on good. But there's a lot of kids who jump too fast, not ready, but they need that money to support their family. So,
Mm-hmm. A lot of them come from impoverished
yeah,
situations,
yeah.
unfortunately. So, I'm like, I think that they should stay. I just, like always with the March Madness teams, like those huge upsets. Usually, it's a school
Man,
with players who play for 4 years, so they know
yeah.
how to play basketball. And that's, college is where you really learn. So those people doing the one and done, sometimes they don't come out as great, and it takes them a while to get going,
Yeah.
if they didn't finish out their 4 years of college. I mean, even, a second year, a third year would be beneficial in those systems. But, I didn't get a chance to ask David Stern one time during the playoffs in like 2010, are they thinking about doing a 2-year rule possibly? Because these one and dones really aren't
I'm gonna be
working.
honest with you. I don't feel that there should be a rule for it. I think you should be able to come out even in high school, in NBA.
They're going
Now,
back to that though.
I think they should now because I think it's a lot of kids who, not kids. I think it's a couple people who could have made it straight from high school. Um, but then, like you say, it's a double-edged sword because there's some people who made that jump even from a 1 year of college, and man, you need to go back to college, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't because you already signed for real money. So with that being said, uh, it's tough because, like I said, you have people like Ronnie James, who I feel, man, he showed out his debut at USC, but could he have made that jump to the NBA right now? I don't think he'll be starting, but I think he could have made a jump and played. So it's a like I said, a double edged sword.
Okay. Do you guys watch the game of versus Orlando last night?
Yes,
I don't know what's going on with the Cavs. They're like a bipolar team. And
reminds me of Cleveland weather.
yeah,
The Cavs is Cleveland weather, man.
and
Bipolar
they have a very tough challenge coming up. 2 games back to back in
in
Boston,
Boston.
and Boston is 10-0 at home.
Mhm.
So, Brandy, what were you about to say?
I just said they're very inconsistent, but do you guys think that their problem with inconsistency is more on the players or JB as the coach?
JB, JB all day long. I said it multiple times, and I will not change my stance on this. JB is not a good head coach. Um, I don't think he should be there as their head coach. I'm sorry. He haven't showed me anything with this much talent that made me say, hey, keep him around. I'm sorry. This is a talented team, and it's like you know what this team needs, and it's gonna sound crazy to some people. We need a coach like a Doc Rivers type coach. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Somebody who, you know what I'm saying. That's my mindset of what kind of coach we need, and I don't think I don't think Big Steph really bring that out of. I don't think he bring that extra out of the players.
and it
Um,
seems like Jared Allen's been showing a lot of frustration recently.
Yeah.
Well, he got to stop turning the ball over because I know he was. They said he probably fouled out on purpose last night to get out of the game, and that's not good. So I think you're losing the team in the locker room a little bit because they came out on a hot start last year, and then you add Max Strus and George Niang. Last night though, they scored 2 points in the third quarter all of a sudden, and that's usually where that team collapses at. It's coming back, from the third quarter after halftime. So that was was a very poor performance. And they pretty much made nothing from three last night, yet they kept taking 3-point shots. So, I don't know what JB was drawing up, and I'm not sure what the players were doing, but that was something that, clearly was not working. So you need to get the ball inside. So, it's definitely going to be a challenge tonight with Jaylen Brown and Tatum. So I don't really know, you guys. I feel like, they can do 2 straight losses back to back, but they did very well against Boston last season, 1-2 in Boston and winning 1 at home and going 3-1 against Boston last year. But this ain't the same Boston team. They out for blood. So, but they always sputter towards the end though. So, we're definitely going to see with that. But tough challenge tonight in Boston, double games. Just hope that it's not a butt kicking. And what do you guys think that they can do to right this ship?
Personally, I feel like I said already. One, the coach need to quit being friends. Need to be a coach. This is a time where I need you to show me what we pay you for. This is a very young team, so they need you to coach them, not let Jared Allen do what he want to do, not let it's so much isolation basketball. It's like this is not LeBron James in 2007. Like it's not dribble, one pass shoot. Like run some plays. Like we need, and then our defense is not. You're a defensive coach. Well, you know what I'm saying. You used to be at least. Like, it doesn't show me no. You ain't showing me anything that I need to see. So I'm looking to get rid of you. I'm sorry.
And Brandy, what are your thoughts really quickly?
Yeah, I agree. I think a coaching change is what changes it. I think, we've talked about this the past couple of seasons, just on his play calling, what rotations he has in and different things like that. But yeah, it's like he's starting to lose the team. And, at this point, we can't have it. It's already December. So I think a coaching change would probably is what's best for them.
Mark Jackson.
Yeah, because, we don't know what Donovan Mitchell is going to do. And my gut feeling is telling me he's going to leave. He won't be back. So, that's funny. Joe Flacco lives in Parma. He said, I heard a lot of great things about Parma. Now I live there. So that's kind of weird to me or whatever. And in Cleveland, Guardians news, they re-signed Austin Hedges. So I'm not really sure why, because he had little to no offensive production when he was a player. Right. He had a couple home runs, but I guess they doing it as a locker room thing, having a veteran behind Bo Naylor, because obviously Mike Zunino didn't work. So, they brought in another veteran. And Hedges just won a ring with Texas. So, we'll see what he has to contribute. And, Stephen Vogt was a catcher as well. So maybe that's another reason why he brought him in, to have some depth. So that's what I'm thinking possibly. So.
I'm thinking friendships. There's no reason to sign back.
Mm-hmm. Could have got a veteran catcher that, had a better batting average.
Yeah,
but,
no reason to sign back.
Hey.
That's a waste of that deal. That was where we going back to that player. I was a player with you last year, and now I'm a coach. Mm-hmm. I think that was a horrible signing. I'm sorry.
Usually this front office gets it right a lot of the time.
Not this time.
So I was going to say we'll see what happens.
They ain't got it right in the coach. They ain't got it right when they signed this coach. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Thank me later when I tell y'all. Y'all be like, oh, you was right about this.
All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Excellent show. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. But before we go, predictions for tonight's game?
I got us winning. I know it's crazy. I know what I'm saying, and I'm contradicting myself, but I do have us winning. I think we're tough on the Boston. They Boston. So.
Brandy, really quickly, winning or not?
Ooh, it's tough. I think we're gonna bounce back though and get the win.
Okay,
that's my girl, Ray. That's my girl, Brandy. Go with your boy.
All right. All right. Thanks, Brandy. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. See you guys.
All right, Brandy. Okay, bye. Love you, boo.
Bye.